stories of underdogs, political maneuvers. In the annals of sports history, there are some forgotten footnotes. The best documentaries remind us that sports are about more than just the numbers on the scoreboard. Although we can all agree that a first place finish at the end is pretty damn satisfying, sometimes it's just about the road getting there or the significance of losing. Documentaries, which range from basketball to the Rubik's Cube to golf, will demonstrate that sports are much more than just a game of winning. From a series about an NBA legend and his legendary role in sports to a narrative about Paralympic Games that is often overlooked, we at the DocuTalks compiled a list of top 5 must see sports documentaries available for streaming. Let's start without further ado. Number 1, The Last Dance. Basketball is the subject of the documentary series The Last Dance, which can be found on Netflix. Since it's the story of Michael Jordan and the great Chicago Bulls team that won 6 NBA championships in the 1990s, it should be evident. The Last Dance is a film use of visual clues and scrolling on screen timeline to reorient you to your current location in the plot. It's also effective to narrate the plot of the previous season and then go back in the timeline to relieve the story up to the point. However, I expect some people will find back and forth frustrating, especially if they watch it week by week rather than in a single stroke. The series intersperses the linear telling of the Bulls' year with storylines from the past, beginning with Jordan's journey into college basketball and then pros, Pippen's rise from poverty, and the maverick athlete Dennis Rodman and his hedonistic ways that went all right. Interview techniques used here are quite clever. I particularly admire the decision to occasionally show footage of what someone else has already said to an interview topic. Crucial to note that The Last Dance does not appear to be designed to sway anyone's mind about Jordan for better or worse. It keeps coming back to the incredible talent and legendary hard ethic. But for those who worry if sports dynasties will ever be seen again, there's much to savor here in the documentary. And if nothing else, there will undoubtedly be some spectacular dunks. Number 2, The Playbook. The Playbook, A Coach's Rules for Life, is a Netflix documentary in which some of the finest coaches in the world discuss the rules that guide their professional and personal life. Each coach recounts who and what has influenced them throughout their lives, as well as what they've learned from decades of playing and coaching their sport. With the use of historical footage of sessions and sports events, some of the world's most successful coaches discuss the evolution of their coaching careers and what motivates their coaching ideas in this fascinating documentary series. They discuss what they have learned during the process, such as how they've inspired players, the value of losing, and in some cases, the dread of being fired if it happens too frequently. Some of the effects of their careers on their personal lives are also highlighted, as well as what they've learned as a result. Even if she or he declines to talk about them, the crucial milestones of each coach's career are covered. However, the majority of the series rules based on their personal experiences. We recommend that you watch this documentary since it contains a number of valuable life lessons that are worth hearing, even if you are not an athlete. Number 3, The Short Game. The videos follow 8 of the world's best kid golfers, all under the age of 8, as they participate in the Junior Golf World Championship, which is essentially their Super Bowl. When a missed shot leads to an epic tantrum, or the camera cuts to usual childhood antics, and you recall that you only need 2 hands to count their ages. You truly fall for the little golfers and their parents as the game goes on in a faster speed. These kids are serious, but they can also be quite silly. Some of these kids are knowledgeable, blurting out thoughts that could be easily found on framed court posters. By the end of the film, you'll discover that the short game is about more than just kids learning to cope up with constraints of competitive golf. It's also about their parents. Almost all of them are new to the world of professional sports and they are learning how to be the adult in the parent child relationship. Despite the fact that they are just ambitious and prone to disappointment as their kid athletes. We have so much more to say and discuss, but I don't want to give anything away. Take a look. Number 4, the Speedcubers. How fast do you think you can solve a Rubik's Cube? The Speedcubers, Netflix's latest short documentary, shines a light on fascinating sports of speedcubing through the eyes of two champion speedcubers, Max Parks and Felix Zemdegs. Sue Kim's documentary is a heartwarming watch since she doesn't simply stop at introducing us to speedcubing. The film chooses to focus on Felix and Max's life, their loving friendship, and how speedcubing has changed their life. Felix goes from being the first person Max asked for a picture with to a rival. Despite the fact that Max goes on to break multiple world records held by Felix, it's heartwarming to witness their great friendship and camaraderie continue. While it is clear that Max idolizes Felix, we can all see Felix's delight in Max's accomplishments and how he continues to be one of his strongest supporters. The two champions are said to be cut from the same fabric, yet they also push and understand each other. Kim also shows us the emotional aspect of speed cubing for the two champs, which will undoubtedly make you cry. The 40-minute documentary doesn't teach us much about competitive speed cubing's history or how many speed cubing's importance in their lives more than makes it up for it. Take a look at the gorgeous documentary and brace yourself to hold your breath every time a speedcuber tries to answer a task. Number 5, Rising Phoenix. Rising Phoenix is a moving and honest look at Paralympic Games. But first and foremost, athletes are concerned. They face seemingly insurmountable obstacles, yet their ambitions and determinations are the testament of the human spirit's resolve to succeed. There is no more striking example of transforming negatives into positives than this. This film is remarkable because it focuses on 9 athletes from 7 different countries. Interviews with the athletes alternate with film of them competing and historical clips of them throughout their life in this documentary. Some of the latter pics stick with the viewers because they often follow the athletes' childhood to the present day, giving a glimpse into extraordinary lives. In addition, 3 former and current members of the International Paralympic Committee discuss the problems and obstacles of organization and funding, particularly in the relation with 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. The history of Paralympics is presented in brief bursts throughout, with many interviews with Eva Loeffler, the founder daughter. Rising Phoenix does not go into great length in the events, structure, or the breakdown of categories. Rather, the creators correctly chose to focus on individual athletes from various backgrounds and obstacles. Cameraman Will Pug have created a tapestry of rich and unique stories with a common theme: giving up is never an option. Slow motion and replay, as well as Greco statues of the 9 players, take this beyond a typical documentary. Negative parts, such as lack of respect and inclusivity, but they do appreciate everything that is good. They pay tribute to the hundreds, if not thousands, of hours spent training, winning, and losing, and making the seemingly impossible possible. Phoenix does more than pay homage to significant world event. It features the faces and words of people who actually understand how diversity and excellence connect. These are the top 5 documentaries DocuTalk recommends you to watch. We assure you, you will love them. If you have any takeaways from seeing these documentaries, please share them in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, comment on our videos. If you want to see more such contents, click on the subscribe button and do not forget to click on the bell icon.